and welcome back everyone to Actual English. I am Jennifer Clyde. It's time for lesson 391 and our topic for today is Viewer's Choice 6. Now, a requested topic for today's lesson would be makeup. So one of our viewers has requested that we go over the topic makeup, and so yes, we've happily chosen the topic. When it comes to makeup, it may look and feel like it's more of a topic for a lot of female ladies out there, but interestingly, a lot of men are interested in this topic as well. So when it comes to makeup, nowadays, I guess, it's not only something that women are interested in. A lot of men, or more and more men these days, are applying makeup. I'm not talking about blush and mascara, but more about maybe BB cream or even CC cream. Men are applying these foundations or creams to protect their skin from the strong sun rays and also maybe to hide a few flaws here and there and to look better. Okay, so we'll be talking about makeup today. If you're ready, let's begin with Actual Talk.
So, I was talking with my wife yesterday because we were late.
Okay.
We were going out for lunch. We were meeting friends as well, which makes it doubly worse. I don't mind being late on my own.
Yeah. Was it your fault you were late, or was it someone else's?
I would like to say it was my fault.
Okay.
But it wasn't my fault.
Okay.
It was my wife's fault. Can you guess why it was her fault?
Was she ready?
She was nearly ready.
Nearly ready.
She was nearly, in her eyes.
Almost, honey. Just a few more minutes.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, and it was all down to makeup.
Right.
Here, I suppose everywhere, girls wear makeup. And we don't.
Yeah.
So,
it takes longer for us to get ready. It does.
Yeah. But I find here in Korea that it takes people a lot longer to get ready every time, in every situation.
Right. When I was back home, I didn't wear makeup every day, and a lot of my friends didn't wear makeup every day. Since coming to Korea, I noticed if I didn't wear makeup to work, everyone would say, "Wow, you look so tired. Are you sick?" You know? And it seems like it is pretty much the standard to put on at least BB cream, at least a foundation. As I'm getting older, I do wear makeup more often. My skin conditions changed a little bit. Circles under my eyes seem to be getting a little darker. So I do wear it more often than I did in America. But I feel like there's pressure here.
Yeah, I think so. I even find that I'm starting to feel pressure to wear makeup.
You might need to get some BB cream soon.
I think I could do some under my eyes, and some lines here, but we'll look a little bit further down the line on that one.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. Did you enjoy the conversation? Now, today we got some help from Mary and Martin, and these two were talking about makeup. Now, obviously, Martin did mention that he was late for a lunch appointment with his friends, right? Because of his wife. Obviously, yes, it takes women longer to get ready because we have to do our hair. But even more because we have to put on makeup. Not all women put on makeup, but most women do, and it does take a long time to apply makeup. Okay, let's take a look at the conversation together then. Okay, here we go. Martin says, I was talking with my wife yesterday. Why? Because we were late. Okay, we were late. So obviously, we can tell that these two, Martin and his wife, were planning on going somewhere and they were late. We were going out for lunch. We were meeting friends as well, which makes it doubly worse. Remember? We talked about doubly a while back. Doubly means what? Try to refresh your memory. Think of double, twice as much. 2 times, right? So he's saying that they were late for a lunch meeting or a lunch appointment. They were supposed to get together with their friends. And he says, well, it makes it doubly worse. It was even more worse, or even worse than a bad situation. So he's saying, number one, they were late. That's bad enough. Number 2, they were supposed to meet their friends, so it was even worse. Okay, it was doubly worse. I don't mind being late on my own, but... And then Mary says, yeah. And then she asks, was it your fault that you were late, or was it someone else's? Okay, was it your fault, or was it someone else's fault? We've got to know what the meaning of fault is, though, right? You may be familiar with fault, but fault, a synonym for fault would be mistake or wrongdoing, okay? A fault is a mistake that someone makes while doing something or while have done something. So if you make a mistake doing something, you can say, oh, it was my fault, meaning you are the person to be blamed for that mistake. You're responsible for that wrongdoing or mistake, okay? So she asks, was it your fault that you were late, or was it someone else's fault? Martin says, I would like to say it was my fault, but it wasn't my fault, okay? If it was your mistake and the blame should be on you, you can say it is or it was my fault. If it isn't or wasn't your responsibility, you can say it wasn't my fault, okay? Just remember these patterns. Anyhow, Martin is saying that it was not his fault. Whose fault was it? It was my wife's fault. Here we go. And then he asks, can you guess why it was her fault? Okay, let's find out. Was she ready? All right, Mary asks. He says she was nearly ready. Nearly meaning almost, not completely. She wasn't exactly 100% ready. She was nearly ready, almost ready. Okay, and Mary says, nearly ready. Yes, yes, women say this. Almost, honey, just a few more minutes, almost. So, she's just, I guess, imitating what women usually say to their husbands or to whoever it is. I'm almost done. I'm almost ready. Just a minute, which means 30 minutes in most cases, right? Okay. So he says, yep, that was the case. And it was all down to makeup. All right. This is a pattern we have for you, and then a vocab word. Now, if something is down to something, okay, in this case, it was down to makeup. If something is down to something, you're saying that that something is the result of something. If you say it is down to someone and not something, in most cases you are saying that that person is responsible for something, okay? So he's saying it was all down to makeup. Makeup was responsible for it, meaning makeup was to be blamed. It was all because of makeup. Got it? To be down to something. We'll practice this pattern later on, so hold your worries if you do not understand. Now, I've chosen makeup as today's vocab word because it's our topic, okay? And we'll have the chance to pronounce this word correctly. We'll practice that later on, all right? Anyhow, moving on, he says, girls wear makeup and we don't. We meaning men, guys, all right? Yeah, it takes longer for us to get ready, all right? Us, she's talking about women, girls. Martin says, but I find here in Korea that it takes people a lot longer. It takes people longer to get ready every time in every situation. Yes, it takes people longer to get ready. So let's take a look at this. To get ready, everyone. How long does it usually take men to get ready? Meaning, how long does it take men to take a shower, get dressed, maybe do their hair, and just be ready to leave their home, okay, for an appointment or whatever? It takes a lot, shorter, not as long as women, maybe 30 minutes. I've seen guys get ready in like 10, 15 minutes. But for women, it takes 20 minutes, at least 30 minutes, just to take a shower. So after that, we have to dry our hair, do our makeup, get dressed. So I would say, on average, it takes about 40 minutes to an hour for women to get ready. That is, to be fully ready to leave one's home. Okay? So let's move on. Now, Mary says, right, when I was back home meaning what? We're not talking about the house she lives in Korea. We're talking about back home, meaning her home country. I didn't wear makeup every day. So, the key is she did not wear makeup every day. And a lot of my friends didn't wear makeup every day. So neither did her friends wear makeup every day. It was an occasional thing, maybe for special occasions. Since coming to Korea, I noticed if I didn't wear makeup to work, everyone would say this to her. Wow, you look so tired. Are you sick? Now, this is something I do want to point out. This is a very, I guess it's a cultural thing. If somebody were to say this to you or ask you this question, let's say in America, it would be very rude, impolite, or considered to be rude because you're commenting about somebody's looks, saying that he or she looks bad. Okay? Because if you say, you look sick today, are you sick? It means you're not looking well. So in Korea, of course, people are very concerned about others, about other people's health. So they worry a lot. They say, oh, are you okay? You look sick. But in the States, for example, it would definitely be considered to be something rude or impolite. So you don't want to ask this question. But the point is, she's saying if she doesn't wear makeup, in most cases, people would ask her this question. Okay, you look so tired. Are you sick? So what happens? She wears makeup. And it seems like it is pretty much the standard, the norm, something that's common, okay, to put on at least BB cream, at least a foundation. All right, so what is she saying? She says that it seems like it is the standard. It's common, okay? Something is well practiced. It's very natural to put on at least BB cream or at least foundation, something, a little bit of something, okay? Put on is just another way of saying to wear or to apply. You can put on a coat. You can put on a hat. You can put on gloves. You can put on glasses, for example. You can also put on makeup, which means to apply or to wear makeup. Okay? Now, BB cream, if you're wondering, men may wonder, what is BB cream? I believe it stands for blemish cream, okay? Blemish. So in order to hide those little flaws, people wear BB cream, which is a lighter type of foundation. These days, there's something called a CC cream, which I believe covers more of your flaws. So it does more covering, CC cream. Anyhow, just keep that in mind. And then she moves on. As I'm getting older, as she ages, as she gets older, she says, I do wear makeup more often, perhaps to hide those wrinkles. My skin condition has changed a little bit. The circles, she's talking about the dark circles under her eyes. She says, the circles under my eyes seem to be getting a little darker. See, she's talking about the dark circles. So, I do wear it more often than I did in America, but I feel like there is pressure here. Pressure meaning that she maybe sometimes feels stressed because she has to wear makeup or she feels like she has to put on at least a little bit of makeup. If not, people will ask her or think that she is sick. Okay? So she is just telling us that in Korea, compared to back in her home country, she tends to wear more makeup or makeup more often. And especially as she gets older, she wears makeup to hide those dark circles and those wrinkles. Okay, moving on. Martin says, yeah, I think so. I even find that I'm starting to feel pressure to wear makeup. Now, of course, he's kind of joking. He's being sarcastic. You might need to get some BB cream soon. So maybe she's saying, yeah, well, if you do feel the pressure, if you think you should wear something to cover your flaws, maybe you should try wearing some BB cream. And he says, I think I could do with some under my eyes. I could do with some. Some meaning BB cream. Where? Under my eyes. But here, this part, I think I could do with some. I think I could do with that. Meaning, yeah, I think I should do that. I could do that. It'll bring about good results. Maybe it's a good idea. I think it is a good idea to apply some BB cream under my eyes is what he is saying. And he says some lines here, meaning wrinkles. But we'll look a little bit further down the line on that one. Okay, down the line. Another way of putting that is down the road, which means simply in the future. Not now, but sometime in the future, okay? That brings us to the end of the conversation, so let's take a moment to listen to it one more time.
So, I was talking with my wife yesterday because we were late.
Okay.
We were going out for lunch. We were meeting friends as well, which makes it doubly worse. I don't mind being late on my own.
Yeah. Was it your fault you were late, or was it someone else's?
I would like to say it was my fault.
Okay.
But it wasn't my fault.
Okay.
It was my wife's fault. Can you guess why it was her fault?
Was she ready?
She was nearly ready.
Nearly ready.
She was nearly, in her eyes.
Almost, honey. Just a few more minutes. Almost.
Yeah, and it was all down to makeup. Here, I suppose everywhere, girls wear makeup. And we don't.
Yeah.
So,
it takes longer for us to get ready. It does.
Yeah. But I find here in Korea that it takes people a lot longer to get ready every time, in every situation.
Right. When I was back home, I didn't wear makeup every day, and a lot of my friends didn't wear makeup every day. Since coming to Korea, I noticed if I didn't wear makeup to work, everyone would say, wow, you look so tired. Are you sick? And it seems like it is pretty much the standard to put on at least BB cream, at least a foundation. As I'm getting older, I do wear makeup more often. My skin conditions changed a little bit. Circles under my eyes seem to be getting a little darker. So I do wear it more often than I did in America. But I feel like there's pressure here.
Yeah, I think so. I even find that I'm starting to feel pressure to wear makeup.
You might need to get some BB cream soon.
I think I could do with some under my eyes, and some lines here, but we'll look a little bit further down the line on that one.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for actual expressions. As always, let's take a look at the vocab words to review from the actual talk conversation. Now, we were talking about fault when Martin was talking about how he was late for a lunch meeting or a lunch appointment. Whose fault was it? Well, he said that it was his wife's fault. Fault. Let's take a look at some synonyms. We've got error, flaw, slip. Is an informal or casual way of saying mistake. Wrongdoing, maybe a bit heavier, but fault. Simply put, it is a mistake. Okay? What about makeup? As I told you, we all know what makeup is, and there are all different types of makeup. There's foundation, there's blush, there's mascara. What else is there? There's powder. Compressed or pressed powder or loose powder. There's lipstick, there's lip gloss, lip tints. On and on. I can go on forever talking about makeup, but let's take a look at the pronunciation. Obviously, the stress goes on the first syllable, so it's makeup. Now, notice, it's not makeup, it's makeup. It's a g sound. So let's practice it with the g sound. Makeup. One more time. Makeup. Good job. And then standard. If you say that something is the standard, you are saying that it is something that is very common. So some synonyms are average, customary, or it is something that is accepted. Widely accepted. If something is widely accepted, it could be the standard, okay? Moving on, we've got our first pattern. To be down to something, you're talking about the result of something. Especially if you say that something is down to someone, like a person, it's down to him, it's down to her. You are saying that he or she is responsible for something. All right? Let's take a look at a sample sentence. People say that the success of their partnership was down to their tolerance of one another. Okay? So, something is the result of something, right? So, success was down to tolerance. Okay, so we're saying that success was the result of their tolerance. You got it? All right, job well done. Moving on to put on something or put something on. I gave you some examples. You can put on a coat, okay? Okay, let's take a look at a sample sentence. It takes me at least 30 minutes to put makeup on. Put makeup on. It takes me at least 30 minutes to put makeup on. Or you can also say, it takes me at least 30 minutes to put on makeup. Works both ways. And then finally, we've got down the line. Down the line. Just imagine, there's a line all the way down the line. You're not talking about right now, you're talking about something in the future, okay? Something in the future. Down the road is another way of putting it. Here's a sample sentence. Putting even the smallest amount into your retirement account. We're talking about money. Putting even the smallest amount of money into your retirement account will make a difference down the line. Okay? So you're saying in the future, a long time later on, it will make a difference. So putting a little bit of money into your retirement account, okay, for many, many years will make a difference in the future, down the line. So please do practice these expressions and patterns and vocab words more on your own.